Welcome back, everybody, to episode 15 of Space Engineers. My name is Lainey from Nerdlette Gaming, and yesterday we worked on this beautiful ice pit, this beautiful lake. Now, that tiny amount that we dug out was enough to fill these 3 boxes, plus the 2 boxes in the truck, plus a little bit more. I think we even wasted some. There was a little bit of an accident over there, but don't mind that. This little crater was so much ice that we literally cannot carry all of it. We're going to carry what we can. I hope that when I detach this truck, it doesn't just crash and collapse. But, you know, it might not have enough power to push back. It might be too heavy. We will see. We will see very soon. But I think today we wanted to make the ship to go to space. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to do this today because I just realized that we do not have any more cobalt. None at all. That's why I marked it on the map over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to return this ice to the base, and then we're going to go make just a small piston. Thank you, Suit. We're going to make just a small piston. Not this huge contraption, but a smaller version. Very, very, very small version. Just temporary. To try to see if we can just get some cobalt out of the ground and then make some metal grids. Now, I should have metal grids at home. I have to go check my supply. Maybe I have enough that we can just build a ship today. So that is either the plan. We're either going to build our spaceship today, or we're going to go find some cobalt and some other resources so that we can make it on the next time with no problems. And so what we would do today is probably just add more things to our base, maybe a new refinery, maybe something to do with some power that I've been thinking about adding. So it's a toss-up, really, on what we do at the moment. But it just kind of depends on how much supply we have and how much we're willing to forego to go to space. And here comes the moment of truth. Will this have enough power to get me home? It is pretty, it's pretty weighed down. Ooh, that's a lot of weight. This thing is a monster, though. Okay? It might not be the sexiest thing you've ever seen, but it sure does the job. Look at this. It's doing so well. And it's moving, which is more than I thought, to be honest. Now, the problem is going to be going up and down hills. That's going to be an issue. That's going to be a real issue. But hopefully, it won't be that traumatizing. I will see you guys when I get home, hopefully. And then we will get started on some very basic pistons on the cobalt mine. Maybe one on the gold mine as well, or the silver mine. Because we are going to need some of those resources to get our spaceship going. Come on, baby. You can do it. No, you cannot do it. Okay. I get it. You cannot do it. It's fine. It's fine. It is really not wanting to go forward. So no problem. Okay. Hopefully it'll stop. Okay, there we go. Okay. No problem. We'll just accelerate again. Gonna be a little bit more difficult now, but I think I'm going around the hill. It's going so slow, but at least it was moving. So let's try to go in flat terrain. Okay, guys, we have switched propulsion, strength, and friction all the way to 100%. Whether this will help or not remains to be seen. But I am having a terrible time trying to get up any hill whatsoever. It is daytime now. That's how long it's taken me to go. About 2 miles or something, or 2 kilometers. And we still have 3.5 to go. I really don't know how I'm going to get home. This thing is just too heavy. I think what I might have to do... Can't even leave like a box in here or anything. But maybe I'll take this ship home and then I'll try to fly back here with myself. Hopefully the weight of the miner will be enough to make it go a little bit better. Because as you can see, I'm not even trying to go... You know what? Maybe we'll walk backwards. Yeah. Just can't get any speed over here. It's so bad. Alright, I have changed the tire settings. And as you can see, we are doing a lot better than we were doing before. So, fun anecdote, putting power on a tire power and friction and propulsion were doing nothing. We're doing absolutely nothing. I was having such a hard time going up hills, and it was driving so poorly. And I thought it would help. I thought it would really help, but it made things so much worse. And you might think, oh, there's no way you're riding on better terrain now. No, guys. I was riding on literally flat ground, and it was barely moving. So this is how it's supposed to drive, I think. I mean, it's driving beautifully now. Just absolutely beautifully. I was having trouble. Going up this hill would have been impossible. Impossible with the old settings. So I'll show you the new settings in case you were wondering. But for some reason, I mean, I suppose friction does affect things. So maybe if you go lower friction, it will kind of propel. I don't know. But I thought it would be better if you had a higher friction going up a hill, right? Like, just grip those tires to the hill and just make it up, and maximum propulsion and maximum strength, or at least a little bit higher. But no, I think it's working a lot better with these settings to lower them. I would be interested to know what you guys use for your settings whenever your vehicle is this overloaded, because this vehicle is carrying about 3 million, so it's pretty thick. And as you can see, it does have a little bit of a hard time on hilly terrain. But even this, guys, even this is 1,000 times better than it was before. At least it's moving, you know, so I can't really even complain. It's going, so at least as it doesn't get stuck. It was getting stuck so badly. I legitimately couldn't even... This terrain here would have been impossible. And now I'm starting to see the one up in front of us. That's gonna be it's gonna be interesting. Oh, how do I get through this crater? No. I spoke too soon. It's happening again. I will propel backwards, and then it will try to speed up. Come on, baby. You got this. You got this. You can do this. You can do this. Up the hill. Just up the hill. Beautiful. Just don't flip. Don't flip over. Just do not flip over. You got this. You got this, friend. You got this. And I found a nickel mine. That's nice. Unfortunately, I will be lucky if I get out of here alive. I have just been through an actual nightmare. And I couldn't even put it because I would have had to edit every 5 seconds for every cuss word that came out of my mouth. I was just cussing like a sailor. This was the worst thing that I've ever had to go through. So basically, I was able to make it. I don't know if I showed you. I'm pretty sure I did. How I was having some problem with the friction going up just the tiniest of hills. Then I got a little bit of propulsion, and I somehow made it over here to the bottom of our base. But I'll tell you what, this hill is no joke, and this thing would not move up. So I had to do something drastic, guys. I had to do something very drastic. I had to add thrusters. I kid you not. This thing would simply not go uphill without thrusters. I don't know what to say. It looks so dumb, but it worked, okay? So I added the frontal thruster, and that really made it go forward quite a bit. But then I didn't have any stopping power, so I had to add these back ones. I didn't turn one of them off. Okay, I have to do that. So I almost crashed against the base. And I also had to create this platform because the terrain was so bad here that I couldn't get on it. And as you can see, it's still quite a bit of a problem because, I mean, you can see the issue with my tires. So I have to add more blocks here. But I kid you not, this was one of the worst experiences of my life. I don't even know if I want to take out the rover again. That's how traumatized I am. Now, obviously, the rover doesn't need to go sideways or anything, and I don't even know if I need these thrusters. I thought of putting a huge thruster at the front. Look, let's just say I was traumatized. And I even went with the big thruster here in the back because I just didn't care. At that point, I didn't care. I've tried everything. Look, I changed the tires, okay? I thought maybe if I went with a more tanky look, it would somehow work. So I made a hole over there, and I removed the tires in the back, and I put new tires. Nope, absolutely no change. The problem is I kept on switching the settings a lot on the friction, strength, and the power, trying to get this thing to move, and it's too heavy. It's just too heavy. The propulsion seemed to work, mind you. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm only going to have it on whenever I'm going up hills and whenever I'm heading back. And I think that will do it. That will do it. Now, the reason why I need the backwards propulsion is because, funny though, this one pushed it forward so much. And what happens is sometimes I actually need to back up, more like whenever I have to park. So whenever you have to park, you need to go back and forward a little bit because obviously you need to line this up. So I was having such a hard time backing up because, I mean, the forward propulsion was off, so it doesn't matter on that. But it's so heavy that it won't even back up this hill, this little tiny hill. Look, it can't go up. It cannot go up. So I've thought about a few things, okay? This house, I have never hated this place more than I do now, okay? And I don't think that's solvable, right? It's always going to be uneven. I just have to accept that. It's always going to be uneven. So what I thought I would do is I might just have to dig through this hill. First of all, I used my little miner for the first time in a while, my little air miner over there, to dig out a hole underneath this because this was also uneven. So I had to dig a hole underneath this to make this happen. I can't tell you. I can't tell you the journey I've been on, and I honestly couldn't have put it on. It was that bad. I was so upset. I couldn't even make it funny. It was just, oh, I have never been so stressed out. Okay, but it's okay. Look, I took a break and now it's arrived. The box is here. I was not giving up on the ice. Okay, no matter what, I was not giving up on the ice. And the journey over here was bad enough, I'll be honest. But it was just slow going, right? I was moving at like 2 or 5 or whatever, right? It was going just really, really slow. I did not go over 10 at all, I think, this whole time. So that was rough on its own. But I'll be honest, I have never felt so hopeless as trying to get up this hill here. I was down there by that tree for, I can't tell you how long. Hours. I don't know. It just would not go up this hill. I tried to go around it. Like I tried to go all the way around. It would not go up because this is also very steep. So basically it was not coming. So yeah, I did what I had to, okay? I put up this nasty looking thruster. And I even went hard. I went with the big one. Now the problem with this is look at the cost, okay? Look at the cost. We're never going to space. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do, okay? What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to very quickly unload this. Hopefully it's unloading now. Let me take a look just to be sure, because what a nightmare, honestly. I don't think I've ever been so sad in my life. Okay, well that one's full, and let's see if these are full as well, because I'm going to need to add. Okay, yeah, it's still unloading, it looks like. So 60,000, 61, 62. Okay, perfect. And that one's not full. And that was a full. So yeah, it's at least one ice container worth, and I think there's gonna be, this one's gonna fill up as well. It's just going up slowly. But yeah, guys, I mean, it's just, I've never been so traumatized. I will say I've just never been so traumatized at this game, and I would not give up. I would never surrender. But I've thought about many things. I thought about what is it worth it? You know, how many hours am I willing to invest in this? And apparently the answer was plenty, because I don't even know what time it is now. But it's okay. Look. I think the thruster was a genius move. It looks horrible and it doesn't make any sense at all, but it works. Okay. And that's more than I can say for everything else I tried. I went sideways. I changed the wheels. I changed the settings on the wheels. I even considered running a conveyor system all the way down there to that tree and unloading it, so maybe that the truck would go, because whenever it's not loaded, it does go, right? The problem is it's so heavy right now that it just could not do it. It just could not do it. Poor little baby. Oh, okay. Well, guys, I need a break. You guys won't notice it, but I need a break. So what I'm going to do now, I think, or next, is once this is finished unloading, I'm going to leave the components on the truck, at least for now. I have mapped up where the cobalt is. I don't know if I can see it right now. Switched on. Yeah, right there. Iron, nickel, and cobalt. Luckily, it's not that far, but it is uphill to go that way. But that's okay because now we have thrusters. So I feel great. We'll definitely get up there. I put this thing on recharge, so hopefully the thrusters won't kill us in terms of power. We're not turning them on unless we absolutely need to. We're not turning them on. So I think it's just going to be on the way back, I'll be honest. And on the way back from there, it should be downhill, so I'm hoping for the best here. The terrain here, I need to fix. I don't know what to do. I need to fix it. And I think what my best bet is, maybe, is to just try to get rid of this hill altogether. If I can just lower it down to maybe where the truck is right now, I might be okay. But obviously, the truck is going to need more room on this side, and unfortunately, that actually means that I need more foundations here, but I wanted to make this much lower than this. So I'm going to have to finish off whatever's happening over here. Whether or not this finishes today or not, I have to finish it. I need this area. I need this so badly. And now I'm thinking that the truck, there's no way it goes up a ramp, this thing. There's just no way. It might. Mind you, it might, but it will only go up that ramp if I have the propulsion. It's just otherwise there's just no way. So I'm going to keep going on this piston. This piston is live right now. This thing needs to work. So I'm going to continue here. At least we're getting some resources. We're taking the truck out again. Temporarily, I might put some blocks here. Even if I have to finish them, it's fine. I might put some blocks there just so I can make sure that the truck doesn't fall over. But I will have to remove those. Because I have different plans for this area here. I plan it to be much lower than the base. So it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work with the current system, but that's okay. And the reason why I plan it to be much lower is because, as you can see, the terrain here is much lower than the base. So otherwise, we're going to have some issues. Same for here, right? I would like my truck, if it comes from over here, if it ever makes it up this monstrous hill, I would like it to be able to get up here with no problem. So the easiest way to do that is to make sure that the terrain on the platform is as low as possible. So I'm starting to think that this is not even low enough over here, that I might have to go like a couple more down over here just to make it perfect. And that's no big deal. I have carved out the sides here. I have carved it out completely, as you can see. And it's not that bad. All I have to do is carve out the center. But my little ship is wonderful, so it's going to be able to do that with no problem. And yeah, this is still going down pretty good. I'm going to turn on the next piston. So to do that is super easy. I love it. All you have to do is come here, control left click, and put 0.01. Okay. You can also reverse. Okay. So it was at minus because it was retracted. But now it's going to be at plus, and you should see it slowly come down here. Perfect. And it's going to start mining again, so that's great. So I'm going to continue this. I've also started this solar system that I was going to show you guys. Basically, I just placed it down for now. But I definitely want to work on this. And the reason why is because I'm going to be doing a lot of mining. Just an insane amount of mining. There's going to be pistons at every spot. I am glad I sort of worked out what to do with this truck because I really was depending on it for basically everything. If it didn't work, I would have a really big issue. So look, the thruster looks stupid, but it's going to do wonders for us. All right, the fun is over. It seems like it's not doing much of anything now. It's just basically out of all the other resources except some plates. So, and I think we're even out of plates now. Okay, pretty cool. But I got quite a few of these done. So I'm hoping that my power capabilities have skyrocketed now because I've basically doubled the number of wind turbines that we had over here, which is a little bit crazy, if I say so myself, but I am so happy. I'm even happy with little turbine truck over here. Finally, it's settled in. It settled in how upset I was. And now I'm happy. We're gonna head to the cobalt mine really quickly to make a piston like this. And we are going to finish our wind turbines. That is high on our priority, is to get these going. I wanted to start working on this wind turbine farm because eventually we are going to need a lot more power, and already it's a bit of an issue. So I think it's going to work. I don't know how it's going to look, but my idea was to just keep going up on this thing like plateau. So if you see, there's 4 layers here, and then there's 2 layers here. So I'll go maybe 2 more layers and then raise it up again, since the terrain is that it's pretty high over here. So we have no choice but to keep doing that. Another alternative to this, and I don't know how I feel about it altogether, but I think it might be the best alternative by far, is I could just pick a spot here. Oh, no. Terrible. I flew too... Yeah, I know. I flew too far. But I could pick a spot here, perhaps one of these pillars, and I could dig down a little bit and just dig a line, basically, a line from there all the way up to somewhere up in the mountains, or at least away from my base so I don't look at it. Just way up there. And what I could do is I could just run the foundation underground so you can't see it, right? It should only be a tunnel of 1, so it shouldn't be too bad for me to dig it. I will have to hand drill it though, that's the only problem. But I think if I just dig down a couple, maybe 3 or 4, okay? And then I just push forward all the way above that hill over there. Not that big mountain. Okay, we're not that crazy. We're not reaching the mountain. But if we reach about somewhere on that hill, then I could just make 1 pole go up and then connect a bunch of these again. But I think for now it's looking okay, and I could always do something like this where I remove these middle 2 bars, foundation all that off, and then just make that my ship landing dock or something. Yeah, it will be surrounded by a few turbines, but it will be double purpose, right? And I will only lose about 3 or 6. I will only lose about 6 turbines, and I think it will be worth it. I think it'll be worth it because then I could just do the power supply like I said before. And these won't look so weird, is what I'm saying. Right now, it looks like a big wind turbine farm, but it won't look that bad in the future. At the very least, I think. Okay. I don't know why I did this, but I figured it would look better now. I might even be able to put some lights up here. I'm just going to weld that together, just so it looks like it's part of the vehicle. Look, I don't know. It's a bit of a weird it's a bit of a weird truck, okay? And it's only getting weirder, but hopefully it will be able to take off now. So the battery should be pretty good on it, and I've loaded this baby up right now. It's recharging, so hopefully it won't suck up all the battery from this truck. But I think I want to go to that iron and cobalt and start digging it out. Now, the last thing I need to do here before I leave is to make sure that I take some hydrogen bottles with me. So I'm going to go here and type hydrogen, or just bottle, I guess, because I know I have some bottles here. There's a ton of bottles in the O2 generator, but I'm not going to be able to access those. So it's a bit of a problem, but my O2 generator can only be accessed through here at the moment. So it's fine. No big deal. Okay, so we have our forward propellant on. We can turn it off because we're empty, basically. So as you can see, when we don't have weight, this runs just fine. This runs just fine. It might have a little bit of a hard time going up the hill, but nothing too terrible. We can turn on the thruster if we really, really need to. But of course, to save power, we'll keep the thrusters off. We probably should turn it on. Oh, whoa. Calm down, vehicle, calm down. Slow, baby. Just go slow. I'm going to slow down a little bit because it's going quite quickly. And basically what I'm trying to do is just trying to keep the vehicle steady. The vehicle can make it there on its own. It doesn't need the thrusters, but whenever it's full, it definitely needs the thrusters. So it's just going to be an extra security measure, an extra ability to get back home, because right now it's very, very difficult getting home otherwise. And I just hope that the weight distribution and everything isn't... All right. We got this. There's a little bit of a rocky terrain here. Just a little bit. But we got this. All right. We are in our little welder. And first things first, we need to weld these things up. I don't know if this is tall enough, I'll be honest. I think I might have done it kind of... Ooh, no. Oh. I saw my life flash before my eyes, guys. Right there. That was so scary. It would not stop. Okay, it's fine. Don't panic. Just don't panic. We're okay. So I'm trying to keep the ship leveled. And I'm going to turn this on and we're going to start welding. Now, of course, I'm going to do this first. Realistically, I need to get this connected to the wind turbines as soon as possible. That will give us the highest chance of success here. And it's the same process that we did over at the ice lake, so I'm not going to go too into depth with it. But needless to say, we are going a little bit of a cheaper direction this time. So I'm basically just making pistons to connect my vehicle to charge, and obviously to connect it to the overall system. I mean, hopefully we'll have enough resources to make this happen. It looks like I'm working on something, but what? I have no clue. We might be out of whatever that's missing, so that's fine. We'll get that going very soon. Whoa. And I can already tell I did this wrong. Cool. It's fine. I need to remove that. But the base is ready. As always, I always find a way to make a mistake. But that's fine. If it wasn't a mistake, then everything would go according to plan, and it would just be so boring. So we're gonna add a sorter here for no other reason than I might need it. So it's fine. So we'll add a sorter there, and then we're going to add more conveyor systems here. So I think we're going to go straight up from here, or maybe just go straight. We'll go straight a couple of times, and then we're going to go up. I had a different system going just a second ago, but it's good enough. It's close enough, and it will do the job. Now I'm heading over up here quite a bit, and maybe I will even do one piston here. I'm trying to make something that's not as expensive as the last time. So, bear in mind that that is the case. And that's why I'm doing the things that I'm doing here. I got a rotor, and now I'm going to turn that into a conveyor. That will turn things sideways. So that I need to weld as soon as possible. And when that's done, what I think I'll do is I'll lift the piston, and then we're going to make a couple of pistons out this way and see if we can work with that. Hopefully we still have some resources left here to weld this. All right. It's a little bit loud, but I set up the settings, and I realized the reason why it was so hard to park this thing. So I had a little bit of a hard time getting on top of this. I might have to make flooring here. I don't know. But we are so tilted. Look, I'm standing on solid ground, or solid-ish. And look at this nonsense. Look how tilty it is here. Even this structure here is sideways, right? So it's really, really weird. Look, I don't know why that happened. I couldn't tell you. But it's working, right? It's working. I think what might have happened is my vehicle was tilted sideways, and when I placed the block down, I was either floating or something, and I placed it with the angle of the vehicle, so it might have snapped or teed or whatever. And yeah, I think that's what happened. Let's see if this is collecting any stone. I don't think so. I think it's actually being processed. It seems like the refineries are in fact working, and the batteries are on automatic. I've also placed 4 turbines. Look, I don't think that's actually going to be enough to keep this thing afloat, but we'll see. It's daytime, so the solar panels are also helping, and I'm hoping that it will all be enough to get this thing to work. Now, I've only made 7 or so drills. It's not a whole lot, but I need this cobalt really bad. So I'm really gonna hope that this does it, guys. I can't express how nice it would be to be able to get it. I think where it is right now, it might get to cobalt eventually. It might. It looks like it might be out here a little bit. So maybe I'll release one of these pistons up here. Slowly. This one over here will change the velocity to 0.01 as I like to do. And it should start releasing it. I'm pretty sure it is. And it will just push it this way. So once this is through all this terrain, we'll be able to place more. I was going to do the little drills, and the little drills are fine. I really could have done just a bunch of little drills, maybe like a cube of them. But look, guys, this is fine. I just wanted to get it done, and it is now in production. We have our cobalt mine. We have our ice mine. We have a ton of stone being produced at home. So we are good to go. On the next one, we are definitely making our spaceship. Now, I'm not doing guns on it yet, and I'm not doing an armored one. It's basically going to be an exploratory mission up there to make sure that my settings are correct and that I do have asteroids and I do have enemies. If I don't, then at least we'll make it to space, okay? And I'm going to check on the settings, check on everything to make sure everything's working accordingly. And then we'll go out there with the armored plating and, you know, guns and turrets and all that. And that's what we're going to be working on in the future. We do need some magnesium, but I did find magnesium, so I know where a mine is, and I can just set up one of these little numbers over there as well. So this is all going to work out. I feel we're going to keep digging this out. The forges are working. Everything is looking great. I'm going to go to space, guys. It's time. It's time. And you might wonder why I'm here getting cobalt when I do have some metal grids. I do have metal grids at home. In fact, that's why I'm out of cobalt, is because I did make a ton of metal grids. And I don't know if that's all cobalt is used for. It might be used for something else. But I just wanted to make sure I had more, right? I made this ginormous thruster, and yes, I still have 1,000 or so. I know I have a lot of metal grids. But if we don't set up these mines, okay, if we don't set up the cobalt mine, if we don't set up the magnesium and set up all of these, then we are going to run out. And I think I felt like it was important to get these going before we decided going to space, because I have a feeling that once I get up there, I don't want to come down. So I want to be able to at least get all of this done, get all of these set up. I'm only missing the magnesium one that I really want to do. There's silicon, nickel, and other things here, but digging down dirt seems to do it, you know, for most of those resources. So unless I'm actually going to start crafting something that requires too much of one specific resource, I think I'll just keep digging through stone by the house, and it's just working great. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching this episode. If you would like to see more episodes, please consider leaving a like or subscribe. Join us on Discord. The link is in the description below, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. Until then.